Okay, so now let's just compare After Effects with Rive. So let's just go ahead and have a look at After Effects. First of all, really very important thing is that in After Effects you have a lot of plugins and scripts. Now scripting has been added into Rive as well, but it does not work the same way. Basically there are pre-made tools and extensions, stuff like that inside After Effects now, definitely because it is a much older tool as well, and also the use case for both softwares is very different. Now because After Effects is a compositing software or 2.5D animation software, and it is basically created for 2D animations or 3D animations or compositing. Basically you can do a whole lot of stuff in After Effects. Okay, you can create explainer videos, you can do character animation, you can do compositing. A really great example of what actually is used, a really great example of the usage of After Effects is Jelix Rosa, who is basically a compositing kind of director. I do consider him basically director who creates basically all of these animations. And if you actually watch one of his videos, you will notice that he basically does the final compositing inside After Effects, and the rest of the video is actually created in Blender, sometimes Cinema 4D, stuff like that, and sometimes frame by frame animation, stuff like that. But the final result is actually composited inside After Effects. So live action stuff, explainer videos, stuff like that is basically, let's just go ahead and have a look at different example of explainer videos. Now, let's just say that this scene had to be created in Rive. Now, definitely you can create that in Rive. But if you want to create some really match cut transitions, you want to work around, for example, let's just say 60 seconds of animation, right? Ideally, it is not the best tool, okay? Because it is created for interactive animation, not explainer videos. Now, the same way, After Effects is created for compositing and complex animation, not interactive animation. That is why it is not offered .riv format. Now, Hernan Tarasi is basically the founder of the body movement plugin, and he also invented the Lottie JSON format basically. And really something important to highlight here is that because the company is evolving so much, this is also some exciting news that basically Hernan Tarasi has joined Rive as well, by the way. So, founder of Lottie, Hernan Torrisi, joins Rive. Let's just read about that as well a little bit. So, this is the legend himself, and you can see, as he says, when I first found Rive a few years ago, I was navigating through their site in awe of the set of tools they had developed. Then I met Guido and Luigi, basically the both CEOs, who shared their plans for the future. And it was jaw-dropping moment. Interactivity, the editor, state machine, bones, constraints, and so much more. It felt unreal. I became an instant fan and have been following their progress since then. When they invited me to join their team, I was thrilled to have an opportunity, but for personal reasons, I couldn't accept back then. Time went by, Rai became an even more amazing tool, with everyone talking about it and using it more and more. Finally, things aligned and they were kind enough to extend the offer once more. I immediately said yes, and this week starts my journey with an amazing project and team. Okay, and basically this post is 16 October 2023, right? So now this is something really let's just say surprising for me as well, that I mean maybe there wouldn't be so much potential in Lottie anymore, that Hernan also joined Rive instead. Or maybe he could have thought that why not invent something similar to this, but use Lottie instead, or develop something like that. I don't know why he didn't do that. I'm not the expert here, but the plus point here is, or the positive side of the story, or the good part of the story is, which is, I mean, there must be a reason why an expert like him actually joined, right? So it's like he could see the vision or the update, or I mean, someone who basically developed Lottie. If he understands that Rive has so many exciting features or updates, and he was thrilled to join the team, then obviously there is something about the tool, right? Okay, so this was something worth mentioning, so I thought let's just do it. Okay, and now regarding the Rive or the Lottie, something really important that I should mention, which is that I have created all these animation inside After Effects using the After Effects basically, and then exported using Body Movement plugin. Okay, now if I had to create something like this, I would still choose After Effects. Why? Because the layer management is so much easy and it is gonna save me so much more time. The layer management in Rive is currently horrible. Maybe if more shortcut tools are added, maybe it will get better. I'm not sure, but the currently, if there are 400 layers, it is much more easy to manage all those layers inside After Effects if you are comparing it with Rive. And why would I choose something like this or Rive? Because I mean, Rive offers so much more features, you can do a lot more stuff. I would only choose this in cases where I do not want any interactivity. If I want to create something which is perfectly loopable animation, then I am only gonna choose After Effects basically. Okay, because I can adjust the graph editor really easily. There are shortcut keys, there are extensions, there are plugins, there are scripts. I can basically just offset the keyframes, stuff like that, really easy to do. I can't do all of that really easily in Rive. Some of that stuff has to be done manually. So these are the core differences, I would say, between the tools. Other than that, there is, if a project requires something like, let's just say you have to add interactivity to some elements, even if it's a button, right? Or even if it's a character who has three poses, happy, angry, and sad, maybe, stuff like that, then definitely you will have to do that stuff in Rive. Now you may say that if you are creating something like, let's just say, the Duolingo animation, right? If you are creating something like that, let me just go back to the Duolingo page. Okay, and if you are creating a animation like this, which is really complicated, now in that case, let's just say that there are 400 layers that you have to work with. Now in that case, because you have to work with interactivity, I mean, you will have to compromise on the layer management. You can't really do something about it. So the key point here is that what you are actually trying to create. Okay, and if the end result is gonna be something interactive animation, then definitely, hands down, just go to Rive. Okay, and the regarding the design, I highly recommend that instead of using Illustrator, try to use Figma, because that works really well as well. Or basically, you can just copy and paste, export SVG from Illustrator as well to Figma, and then, or basically export the SVG and then just drag and drop the SVG and then work with that in Rive as well. Now we're going to discuss all of that in detail, but if you are working or creating something, like, basically, if you are gonna work with the UI animations, then maybe it is UI design that has been created in Figma. Then you can actually copy and paste stuff from Figma really, really easily. I'm definitely waiting for some plugins so that it makes things much more smoother. For example, Overlord from BattleX, right? I think that they have plans actually to create Overlord for the Rive. So I'm still waiting that when that happens, because then you can just hit one click and then everything is inside Rive. So really looking forward to that time. So they have mentioned this detail somewhere. I'm not really sure that we will be able to find this or not, but when they were releasing this, they actually mentioned this. I couldn't actually find the part where it says that they have the plan to create it for Rive as well. But they have definitely mentioned it. But because I think that they have updated their landing page, I couldn't find it. So basically, that's it. And I think we have covered everything related to After Effects and the comparison of that with Rive. Okay. So that's basically the comparison between Rive and After Effects. I hope that you guys understand clearly that where interaction enters, After Effects cannot handle that. And other than that, After Effects is a great tool to create complex animations, but it just can't handle interactivity. And that's it.